Your videos, your content is where you get likes and comments. That doesn't really give you money. Where you make money is in your DMs. Today, I want to talk to you about how to make sales in the DM. Last week, I made a sale of $2,000. When the client watched my video, came to my Instagram DM, I moved them to a WhatsApp call and I closed the clients. Another week again, I closed another client for £1,000 to do sales training. It was from the DM, it was from WhatsApp, close the client. So a lot of things can happen in the DM. So let me walk you through how you can make sales using DMs. And it's such a powerful thing. First thing that I do is that every day I send out 30 forms of outreach every day, minimum. 30 forms of outreach. That means I send out a DM every single day on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on even X, right? I send out DM 30. And when I send the DM out, I am detached. I am detached from the outcome of the DM. Totally detached from the outcome of DM because I cannot control what will happen after the DM. The only thing that I can control is that I can craft a powerful, compelling DM that will cause someone to want to get on a call and have a conversation with me. And that is exactly the same thing that you too can control. So I send out 30 DMs every single day. Another thing that I do to ensure that I get those DMs going is that anybody who comments on a post that I put out, I send them a DM. The third thing that you can do so that you can get leads to send them DMs is you want to do like a series in your Instagram stories or in your WhatsApp status, right? Anybody who views that story, anybody who views the story to the end, views a WhatsApp status to the end, that person is a potential customer. Because for someone to invest their time, their energy to look at your video or your series in your status on your stories from the start to the end, it's an indication of interest. You have gotten the person's attention. What you need next is to have a conversation with that person. And from that conversation, you may close a few of them into paying customers. And I realized something that most of you that watch this YouTube channel, you don't click on the subscribe button. So help me out. Can you do something for me? Click on the subscribe button or even drop a comment if you are learning something from this. And also, I read books a lot, all right? So you can see some of my books here. I read a lot of books, right? So I just reviewed like 20 books and I put them in a PDF in a Notion doc. You can get those 20 book summary for free if you click on the link in the show notes for book summaries. All right, so let's get into it. Now, anybody who comments on your post, you should send them a DM. You should send them a DM. Ask them to get on a call with you. You can control that. You get it? Now, the more DMs you send, it's about volume. You get good at the volume. Because when you do a lot of DMs, you will know what works and what does not work. I just closed a client and I finished doing the training already. It's a real estate company in Abuja. Let me see if this light will make this thing even nicer. All right. Yes, okay, good. Makes it look nicer. So I finished doing a training for a company. The name of the company called Comfort Homes. You can check them out. I sent the owner a DM. He responded to my DM a couple of weeks later, and I jumped on a call with him on WhatsApp. I closed him. I just finished doing the sales training for their company. In fact, he told me that after the training, 2 of their salespeople have closed sales off the back of that. It is from one DM. So you are leaving a lot of money on the table if you are not sending the DM. So what is the framework that I use when I want to send a DM? You may want to know what the framework is. The first framework is relevance. Figure out a way whereby you can show some sort of relevance. All right. Maybe they achieved something, say congratulations on this thing that you just accomplished, or just go straight to it. All right. There's no hard and fast rule about it. You have to just test and see what's what. But first is you start with value, the value that you can provide. Next is your credibility, a little bit about what you have done. Last part is pivots to tell them to book a meeting with you by clicking your calendar link. Some people, they start the conversation and then they ask, can I send you a calendar link? I discovered that has not worked for me. What works for me is that immediately I send the DM, I put the calendar link. That's how I book my podcast guests as well. I put my Calendly link as well for them to book the meeting immediately. To each his own. So you figure out what works for you. Next thing is that every single day you have to pay a price of the DM every day. Now, because you send 30 DMs today, doesn't necessarily mean that tomorrow you'll be pumped up to send another set of DM. Because sometimes you send those there and nobody will answer you. Cricket. You have to self-motivate yourself to send another set of 30 DMs every single day. That's why you must have a compelling reason. Knowing that, look, if I don't hunt, I do not eat. That I cannot depend only on inbound leads for me to feed my wife and my children. So you got to have inbound leads going on, and you have to have outbound leads going out. So the outbound is the sales calls that you make and the DMs that you send. Another thing that can also help you get leads to send DMs is any clients that you want, any industry that you want. Look at the industry leaders. Look at who they follow or who is following them. All right. I call it the twinning of your ideal customer. All right. And then figure out a way to send them a DM. For me, for example, if I notice that I want a particular client and the CEO was praising somebody in their Instagram or in their social media, I look for that person and I send that person a DM as well. That has also worked for me, through which I can get those leads. Another way through which you can get leads to send DMs is collect WhatsApp numbers. Save them as WhatsApp numbers. Very important. See, for example, I'm doing a webinar this Sunday, 7th of September, called How to Make Sales Using AI and Create Unlimited Content. All right. One day I sent 80 WhatsApp messages to people that live in the UK that I know. And guess what? From that, I don't know the number, but a significant amount of people who are going to come for that class, they are based here in the UK. Because everywhere I go now, I just collect UK WhatsApp numbers, so that you can message them. I find out that it increases the sales conversion rate for me that way. So I believe in DMs. I'm a firm believer in DMs. In fact, I tell people all the time that sometimes salespeople, creators, and entrepreneurs, they run away from DM by posting out a lot of content. If you put out the content, fine. I do content a lot, but you have to go to the DM. You have to message them. Content is inbound. Messaging them, DMing them is outbound. You need those two tools working at the same time if you are going to increase the surface area upon which the lock or sales will land upon. It is critically important. The phone that you have is a tool. Use it to get the life that you want. If you want to attend the webinar I'm doing this Sunday on how to make sales using AI, click on the link in the show notes. And apart from that, I hope this has been a blessing to you. Click on the comment section, like and subscribe to the channel. God bless you. Do have a fantastic day. My name is Paul Fo. Let's go. Boom!